Hey guys, it is Luke from RetroRevival here, and today I am doing another custom LEGO minifigures video, and today we are doing the Birds of Prey. Now, I saw Birds of Prey when it came out in the cinemas a few months ago, and I thought it was pretty good. Not a lot of people went and saw it, which is a shame, because it's way better than the Suicide Squad that came before it. And here we have 8 figures. One of them is from the Suicide Squad, and that is the Harley Quinn in the middle, right there. We also have 2 other figures of Harley. We also have the villain, Black Mask. And then also on the front we have Cassandra Cain. And then at the back we have the Birds of Prey themselves. We have Black Canary, Huntress, and Renee Montoya. So guys, without further ado, let's get into the figures. So here we start off with Harley Quinn herself. And as I said, this is the one from the Suicide Squad. And I've got to be honest, I think this is the best figure of the bunch. Let's start off with the hair. It's white, but with the pink and blue highlights, and this just looks really cool on this figure. And then the face is spot on. Of course, you can tell exactly who it is. With the open mouth with a bit of lipstick, and then the eye makeup, and then the heart under her one eye. And then the torso leads into the legs with this cool diamond checkered pattern, which is gold and black. She also had some jewelry around her neck. And then on the legs, there are some frills coming down at the bottom of her dress, with some things going around her ankles. I'm not sure what they are, to be honest. Then she has some golden shoes on with some white tips. Here's the side-on view from the one side. As you can see, she has a different coloured checkered pattern on her arm, and she also has like an armband at the top. And then as you can sort of see, there are some frills at the bottom of her dress, and you can see the side of her shoes a bit better. Now on the blue side, there is some more printing on this side, but it's different to the other side. That's why I need to show you both sides. The printing is same for the shoes and for the legs, which you don't really need to see. But you can also see her great looking baseball bat mold. Now on the back, you can of course see where the hair lines up with the blue and pink, and it's done pretty well. You can also see a bit of the back printing on both the legs and the torso, and you can just see some of the gold just following through, and it just looks really cool. So here is the next Harley figure, and this is of course the Birds of Prey one, and this is the outfit I'd say she wears in most of the movie. So her hair is different. It's red, blue, and of course blonde, and it's a different head sculpt. It's not exactly accurate to her in this movie. The face is quite similar. It doesn't have the makeup around the eyes this time, but it still has the heart and the smile. Then the torso is extremely detailed. She has like a choker necklace on, then she has a tank top, then she has suspenders going down across her torso to the belt, then going down to her legs. She's got some tattoos on her legs with, I can't remember whether it was a skirt or shorts. As I previously said, she also has a belt and she has some shoes on. She also has a baseball bat and this huge mallet. The sides are the same on this figure. It's just that the skirt continues around onto the legs, and she has some tattoos underneath that. Then there's a pattern on her shoes, which looks really cool. And then, of course, like the frizzy arms, of all different colours. It looks a bit like confetti, to be honest. On the back of this figure, there's no printing on the back of the legs. But up top, her crop top continues around to the back, and the suspenders do that also. And she's also got this line saying Birds of Prey on it. So, here we have the final Harley Quinn figure. And it's very similar to the last one, so I'm not going to go too into depth with this one. It's got the same head and hair, and the same mallet. The baseball bat is the same sculpt, but it's a different colour. Her top's similar, but this time she has like the golden overalls, which have a lot of detail around the belts, and of course going up to the top of it, where it loops over her shoulders. Then of course you can see the zip in the bottom middle of the torso piece. Then her legs, you can't really see it on the camera, but there's the checkered pattern again on her legs with gold, and then a different shade of gold. And then it also cuts off where she has her shoes. There's the printing on her one arm that has the J tattoo, of course for Joker, and then this checkered wristband. She also has the checkered pattern continuing onto her legs. And then on the back of the figure, there's no printing on the legs, but on the back of the torso, you can see the back of like the overalls. There's a bit of detail on there with the checkered pattern and like the belt carrying across, and you can also see a little bit of the pink tank top. Next up we have the villain Black Mask, and I think this character absolutely stole the show whenever he was on screen. Ewan McGregor absolutely killed it in this role, and this figure is just as cool. The hair is pretty much spot on, so's the face. The face is a bit bland, but you know, what are you going to do? But the main attraction of this, of course, is that torso piece. He has his white suit jacket with a little pocket square. Of course, as you can see, there's like this Hawaiian-ish sort of shirt underneath. He also has black hands, and he has mainly white legs with just a few little creases on it. We go to the side, you can see the $100 bill that he comes with, and then you can see a little bit of printing on the arms where the cuffs of his jacket are, and then there's also a little bit of printing on the back of his torso with a few creases, and yeah, that's pretty much it for Black Mask. Next up, we have Cassandra Cain, and this figure is actually one of the better ones, I'd say. Let's start off with the hair. I'd say this is a bit off. The hair's just too flowy, and it's quite a big hair piece when you actually take it off the figure. And the face is alright, it's pretty basic. The torso is absolutely phenomenal. There are so many little details on this that don't need to be there, but they've put in the extra effort. Of course, you can see her burgundy hoodie and her grey t-shirt underneath. And of course, you can see the golden zip, and there's just a lot of creases and lines everywhere all over this. Then you can see her shorts with a little bit of her leg, and then the cool gold tipped shoes at the bottom. Then if you tip it to the side, you get to see the coolest thing about this figure for me. On the bottoms, there's actual Nike logos on the sides of the shoes. They look so cool. I'm just going to lift it up there a little bit just so you can see it better. But I like how it's just so seamless and the lines are perfect. This is such a good part of this figure. She also comes with this huge gun for some reason. Then on the back, there's a tiny bit of detail there. You can't really see it though. Next up, you have Black Canary. In my opinion, this is the worst figure, and the main reason is for the hair. For some reason, the colour of her hair is gold. I think the actual mould itself is wrong. In the movie, Black Canary's hair is dreadlocks, so this really doesn't show it up very well. Face is extremely bland, and then her legs aren't much better. I mean, there's a little bit of detail where it carries up from the torso, and there's only a little bit of brown on her shoe. But the best bit about this figure by far is the torso. This is a great part of this figure. It's just a shame that everything else lets it down. As you can see, she's got like a bra tank top sort of thing on, and she's got a really cool looking belt. She also comes with a baseball bat, which is the same colour as the final Harley Quinn's figure. Then on one side, she has like this band thing around her arm, and on the other, she has some more bands and jewellery. Then on the back, her tank top loops around, and of course, the belt also does the same. Next up is Huntress, and this is one of the better figures. The hair mould for this figure is perfect. They couldn't have picked a better one, and the face is also pretty bland, but you can tell who it is. She also has this sick crossbow piece, and she also has this amazing torso piece. She also has a tank top, but this time it's striped with a lot of purple and blue and black. She also has a belt that sort of slants off, and she has plain black hands and plain black legs. She also just has plain arms. Personally, I don't understand what the chain is all about. If someone could let me know in the comments, that'd be great. There isn't any printing on the side of this figure, but you get to see that cool hairpiece. Then around on the back, you can actually see there's like a little bit of a bobble on the back of this hair mold, and the torso's back is exactly the same as the front. Finally, we have Renee Montoya. She is the cop character in Birds of Prey, and this figure's okay. It's probably the most bland out of all of them. The hair is completely off. She doesn't have this hair at all in the movie, and for some reason on this figure, the hair covers the face, but the face is pretty good. And the torso is also pretty good, with a blue shirt with a white shirt underneath, and it also balls up at the bottom. She also has a brown belt. She also has plain black legs with a little brown stripe right there. She also comes with a chain. She also has plain black hands. There's no printing on her arms, but on the side of her leg, there is a holster to put a gun. Then on the back, she has a ponytail, which just doesn't exist in the movie. There are also some of the creases of her shirt, and of course the belt continuing around to the back. So guys, here are the figures all together at the end. As I've already said, I think the Harley Quinn in the middle is the best, which is kind of a shame seeing as this is the only figure that isn't actually in the movie. But you know, if it's the best one, then it's just the best one. So guys, I hope you've enjoyed this video. I have been Luke from RetroRevival. Like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you all later. Bye.